from Matthew chapter 2 and verses 1 to 12, where Matthew tells us about the visit of these magi, these wise men, we call them. We've sung about them being three kings. That's just made up, okay? It's a lovely song to sing, but we don't know that they were kings. They were just people, actually, who were studying the stars, who were considered to be wise and clever people, academics in the country that they came from, somewhere much further east from where Jesus was born. And they were not Jewish. They were people who were from outside of the Jewish nation. So they were the first people that the Bible tells us about who came and paid homage, came and worshipped, came to visit Jesus. They were trailblazers, trendsetters for us. They were the first people to do this. It's significant in the Bible that this is a sign for all of us, this moment of epiphany and revelation, this big moment when we have this sign that Jesus is going to be for the whole world, not just for the people of Israel, but for everybody. And there we are, showing three, but we don't know how many there were. The Bible doesn't tell us how many wise men they were. It doesn't even tell us that they were men. We kind of assumed that they were men. There might have just been two of them. There might have been more than three, but they had three gifts that they bring. And what we see in the story is how the birth of Jesus Christ upsets the people who are in power. It made Herod and the whole of Jerusalem frightened. It worried them, it troubled them that they heard that there was this new king had been born. They didn't understand what kind of a king it was going to be, but it shows us that the real power is in a different place rather than just in the palace. It's in a different place. Real power is with Jesus. And the Magi, these wise men, they came to worship Jesus. This is a big thing I want us to think about today, is that they came to worship him. They came bringing their gifts. They had something to bring to him. They brought three different gifts. What did they bring? Gold and myrrh. Yeah, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. They brought these three gifts. They opened up their treasure trove and they gave these different things. And, well, there are all sorts of questions and things that we understand about what those gifts were about, what they meant, why they had those particular gifts. We could think about that another day. But what I want us to think about is what gifts we have to bring at the beginning of this new year, on this first Sunday of 2025. What is it that we have to bring to King Jesus? What is it that we have to offer him? Now, I haven't got any frankincense or myrrh on me, and I've got one little bit of gold there. But it isn't just about bringing those kind of things. It's about what we have to offer of ourselves. I want us to think today, and do something about it too, about what it is that we are offering to Jesus. What gifts might we have that we can bring to him? It might be a gift that is about serving Jesus. It might be serving in the church. It might be serving in the community. It might be about helping other people within our family, in our friendship circles, in our workplace. It might be doing something more. Maybe we feel that we don't read the Bible enough, or we don't pray enough, or we don't get involved in things enough, or there's something we've always been meaning to do. Think, well, yes, I'm a Christian, but I don't really do this, or I don't really do that. So perhaps that's one of the gifts that we can bring. We can just bring the gift of our time to Jesus. Or maybe it is just about the gift of our worship, to actually seek more opportunities to worship the King of Kings. So what can we bring? Well, one way is that we give our financial gifts. And so we're going to take up our offering now. Okay, so if you were thinking about what kind of gifts you can bring to our King in this year ahead and beyond, I have some suggestions for you. You could do a bit of volunteering. So I think we have an image to do with volunteering. You could do some volunteering here at church. You could help us on a Sunday with setting up, ready for service, and with clearing up, especially for clearing up after service as well. That would be great if you could just spend a bit more time here on a Sunday serving in that way. You could help by setting up and serving refreshments on a Sunday. We have a team of people that do that, but we could always have more people who are involved in that hospitality side, very important part of what we do. Or we're looking at having some people who are part of a cleaning team who could then come in and clean the sanctuary or clean other parts of the church when we need some extra cleaning doing. Just some of the ways that you could help. Or you could be part of a team that we have on Thursdays when food bank and other things are happening here at the church. We have a group of people who come. We have the church open so that people can come in and pray. We need people to be here for that. And we also go out and take drinks and other refreshments out for people that are standing in the cold in the queue and have conversations with people. If that's something you could be part of, we'd love it if you could join with us. So there's some suggestions of ways that you could get more involved. But there's plenty more where these come from, but I didn't want to spend all day saying those to you. Other things that we could do. You could get more involved in Bible study in 2025. We have an afternoon Bible study that happens in the afternoon on Wednesdays. We also, here at church, we also have one which happens once a fortnight on an afternoon, on a Monday afternoon, at the home of Mel and Francis Taylor. We have one which is for young adults on a Monday evening, which is headed up by Silas. That's here at church on a Monday evening. Talk to me or Silas if you'd like to be involved in that, if you see yourself as a young adult, that is. And then we also have at Sam and Gloria Hambays, they have one on a Wednesday evening. So maybe Bible study could be a way that you could get more involved. And my final suggestion for now is to find out more about the Christian faith. Perhaps you, or maybe somebody that is close to you, wants to find out more about Christianity. You're not quite sure. You've been coming to church, but you're not quite sure about everything. You've got questions about the Bible, about prayer, about Jesus. You feel a bit silly asking those questions. Well, here's the ideal opportunity to come along and find out more. It's called Alpha. It's the Alpha course. We're going to be running it here on Thursday evenings, starting on Thursday the 16th of January, starting at 7:30, just for an hour, just to come. We watch a film each week, and then we have time just to ask questions and explore a little bit more about the theme from that week. We're initially running it for 7 weeks, but there's the option to extend further and do much more than that as well. So, Alpha, I'd love to hear from you, whether you're here in the building or whether you're online. I'm going to keep on mentioning this next Sunday as well and through the week so that then we have plenty of people that don't miss the opportunity to find out more. And as we're thinking about different ways that we can get involved, different ways that we can offer things to Jesus, we have a way of us committing ourselves to this today. So what I'd like us to do is to take one of these little gift present symbols here. I'm going to come round and give these out to us all in a moment. And usually we do that thing where you write something and you come and stick it up on here. Well, not today. What I'd like you to do, you've got a very small writing, but it's only you that needs to read it, okay? Or you could do a little picture to remind yourself about each one if you're very creative, okay? The Magi, how many gifts did they bring? 3. Yeah, they brought 3 things. There's no limit on how many gifts that we can bring, but I thought it'd be quite neat for us to think about 3 gifts that we might bring to the King in 2025. It could be some of the things that I've mentioned already. It could be something completely different, but something for you to take home, put it in your Bible, stick it on your fridge, stick it on your bathroom mirror, just somewhere where you're going to remember it and be reminded about these things that you might bring to the King, to King Jesus in 2025 and beyond. It doesn't have to stop on December the 31st, 2025.